Hello guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. Make sure you like and subscribe and share this, and let's get into this. Today's video is going to be about going over Mr. Trump's legal team, their case and their defense on the Georgia hearing about the election fraud that could or could have not have happened in Georgia. Okay, so to give some context about this, around 10:25 in the state of Georgia, everyone was told to leave. So everybody did. And 10:35 p.m. rolls around, and there are 4 employees that have stayed to keep counting ballots. And what makes this suspicious is, or I guess what also makes it suspicious, is that the woman that told everyone to clear out was the same woman that put a black desk in the middle of the room, right? And then once everybody cleared out, those employees and that woman, they went to that same desk and they started pulling ballots out. And so from 10:35 to about 1 o'clock, they were counting ballots and scanning them. And as the legal team presents, or as they said, that the machines that they had could count 3,000 ballots an hour, which could total up to over 18,000 ballots. And yes, that could in fact have been enough to swing the state back to Trump. However, mathematically speaking, Trump would have to win almost all of those 18,000 ballots, which seems highly unlikely that what would have happened in a statistical point of view. So that's basically what happened. That is Trump's legal team defense, is that it is shady, right? Because if they announce that they're going to stop counting ballots at night, why would 4 employees stay there? I think that this is something that should rightfully have a concern. It doesn't necessarily prove that there was voter fraud, but it is evidence, because evidence only suggests if something took place, and this isn't definitive proof. Obviously, that's why it is called evidence. So this is some of their evidence. This is their legal case at the Georgia hearing, and I just wanted to give my own opinions and thoughts on this. That it doesn't matter who you voted for. For all we know, some of those votes could have been for Kanye West. But anyways, it doesn't matter who you voted for, whether it was Joe Biden or Trump or whoever, right? This should concern you because this is directly undermining our democracy. And whether you're left or right or centrist or libertarian, whatever it is, I think we can all agree that we all want to be able to keep our democracy a democracy, or whatever is a democracy. I think that everybody wants that freedom of speech, and everybody wants to have a fair election. And I think that these concerns should be investigated in heavily. And if nothing is found, then that's cool, But if something is found, then there's that. We do want to, in fact, be able to help support and not undermining our democracy, because that is what distinguishes us from the rest of the world. And I think that Americans really do need to show some solidarity when it comes to these tough times. I also want to talk about that the House passed a bill to legalize weed at the federal level. And I personally think that this is good because it would release around 40,000 Americans from prison, which would create much more jobs. There would be much more people in the labor force, and it would really reduce the burden of taxpayer money. However, this bill still needs to go through the Senate, and the Republicans, which the Senate is led by the majority, has been notoriously known for hating weed. And I guess from their perspective, they see it as a really bad thing, as a gateway drug. And I guess you can sort of see that perspective, but I honestly think that weed is more of it's a drug, yes, but it's not nearly on the level that other drugs are, like heroin or cocaine, the opioids, the opioid crisis, right? And then the war on drugs on top of that has just really devastated America. It really backfired on us. Nobody really won. America lost. And I think it's time that we really do put an end to that. And maybe not legalize all drugs, but definitely distinguish them for what they are. Ooh, real quick, just because I saw on the news, President-elect Joe Biden to nominate California Attorney General Javier Becerra to lead the Department of Health and Human Services. Now I don't know if I agree with this, because California has handled the coronavirus situation as a total mess. I understand that California has a really big population, the largest. Man, just the way that the California situation has been handled, and also the homeless population, I don't know if he would be the best person to hire, but also I understand that maybe he will step up to the challenge. But just from what's been shown, I don't know if he'll be the right choice. So I'm just going to be giving my thoughts on Congress and a couple other shit that I just want to get out of the way. Alright, let's start off with the fact that Congress really took a fucking recess during this global pandemic, right? So, you have Congress saying that, oh, we have to do this and we have to do that, right? And then these motherfuckers take a 1 month break with no stimulus check and deal or anything, and just sit back and relax while they're making money as the rest of the American people suffer. That's some bullshit. You know what else is also bullshit? Is when you have people like Nancy Pelosi going and getting her hair done in California, going to a going to a salon, but yet nobody else in California can because of lockdowns and restrictions, right? And then you also have the president, Donald Trump, who isn't enforcing masks, and when he's having parties, he's not making masks mandatory, or fucking he's also not making social distancing. I also want to talk about the Senate, especially Mitch McConnell. First of all, I think he's a corrupt motherfucker, and I think he should have retired a long time ago. You know, he bailed out all of the top corporations who are his friends. He also, this motherfucker really does not like marijuana. And let me tell you something. If we really did legalize marijuana on the federal level, 40,000 Americans, are you listening to me? 40,000 Americans would be set free from prison and jail. Do you have any idea how much that would add to the workforce? How much new skills would be acquired, and how much of a tax burden would be lifted from the hard-working American people? And yet the Senate still refuses to even blink an eye at this bill, and they're never going to pass it until we start getting newer Republicans who kind of see why it's good to pass this bill, you know? And like, what the fuck? A 1 month long break? Get the fuck out of here. Like, man, these people, these American people don't even have the option to work. And the Senate is literally, Congress as a whole is literally taking the option to not work when they should be working. People literally voted these people in, and these fuckers are still taking breaks. Let me tell you guys, people as a whole really need to start doing research on who they're voting for and what they actually stand for and what their worth ethic is. Because as we can see, if you don't do any of that, we're going to have shit people like this pulling these types of things. And that is some grade A bullshit that no one wants. What we need are true people that truly care about our government and aren't in it for the money and to be able to trade inside through Wall Street. What we want are true people that are for the American people. And I feel that the government has really lost that spark where it's for the people, where now it's just corporations and money first before the people. And I think that that is some real grade A bullshit. I also just want to point out the fact that our Congress is powerless compared to big tech corporations because they're too fucking old to understand what technology is. These motherfuckers can't even tell the difference between an Android and an iPhone. You can literally search this shit up on YouTube. Congressmen asking big tech companies like Facebook and Twitter, Google, all these stupid ass questions like, what the fuck's the difference between an Android and an iPhone? You know, it's some dumbass shit. And this is why I really do think that the older generation should step down, because technology is rapidly evolving and it's going to keep evolving. Technology is here. It is now. It's going to be the future. And I'm sorry, but this older generation, they can't keep up. Now, I do understand that maybe they have good experience in other areas. And if that's so, then they should allow perhaps younger, more informed people take care of the technology side, because these people clearly aren't being effective. But also, who knows? Mark Zuckerberg is a fucking goddamn lizard. He's a chameleon. Yeah, thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe and share it with all your friends. Be sure to leave a comment down below for the algorithm.